Welcome everybody to Tithe Bar, in the heart of the stunning Yorkshire Dales. You have been gathered here to witness the union of two people who've decided to declare their love officially and wholeheartedly in front of you all today. Ted and Anna invited you here because you are their closest friends and family, their chosen community and their most cherished support network. Now today marks a landmark moment in Ted and Anna's lives, and in the hours to follow you will feast, toast and make merry with them as they begin an exciting new chapter in the story of their lives. So, ladies and gentlemen, here stands before you Anna Sophie Rain and Edward Lewis Cleaver, two people enthusiastically ready to begin a life together as husband and wife. But before we hear them make promises and vows that will bind them together as such, first allow me to tell you the story of how a globe-trotting adventurer and her Boston-born suitor found themselves in exactly the right place at the right time. It was in San Francisco, a city they now proudly call home, that these two lovebirds met. Anna from England and Ted from New England both serendipitously yet independently made the decision to move to the city by the bay. Picture the scene. It's a loud and lively evening and Ted and Anna have joined friends for drinks at Hotel Vitale's outdoor bar Americano. Spirits are flowing and conversation is lively. Anna, always the life and soul of the party, insists that everyone make a toast, and in true Anna Rain fashion delivers her own colourful salutation to get the ball rolling. She grabs everyone's attention, particularly Ted's, who sat next to her, and finds himself instantly charmed by this feisty and outgoing stranger. Ted's toast went along the lines of, "Don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things." Which of course made Anna laugh. Such was their effortless and natural beginnings, and they have rarely stopped hugging or laughing together since. Before meeting Anna, Ted's plan had always been to move back to his native Boston, a decision that now demanded some serious consideration. Both suspected that they'd found something truly special, that they'd discovered a person with whom they could be their best selves and felt supported, enlivened and excited by. What would our star-crossed lovers do now a fork in the road had presented itself? Ted did eventually move back to Boston, but they kept faithfully in touch, and Anna told me she knew intuitively that she could trust Ted and put her faith in the fact that the future would see them brought back together if all was meant to be. Inevitably enough, not long after his hike, Ted moved back to San Francisco, and from that point on, things just went from strength to strength. Anna the planner and Ted the laid-back, cool glass of water fitted into each other's lives like yin and yang. For Anna, Ted is a grounding force, a constant source of smooth, tranquil energy that balances out her natural buoyancy and excitable enthusiasm perfectly. Ted describes Anna as funny, charming and sophisticated.
This sand is from Plettenberg Bay in South Africa. It represents our roots. It also represents one of Anna's favourite places, where she would spend countless holidays playing on the beach with her grandparents.
The sand is from St. Petersburg Beach, Florida. and it represents the bond our family created and strengthened through moments shared in places in our past that we look back on with fondness and nostalgia.
Ted had planned them a trip in a hot air balloon. As the balloon deflated, Ted and Anna were invited to step inside, and in a gorgeous silk cocoon of yellow and purple, he asked her to be his wife. Anna was speechless for one of the rare times in her life, and found herself shaking from head to toe. She, of course, said yes.
Anna, 3 years ago you walked into my life, and now I can't think about how I lived without you. Every time I look at you, I am completely struck with a feeling of devotion that I've never known before, and at the same time it feels so familiar. You're my teacher, my inspiration, and my support. I promise to stand with you when you're standing your ground. I promise that when we travel, I will always leave room in my suitcase so you can pack all the shoes you need. I also promise never to ask you if you plan on wearing all those shoes, because you've taught me sometimes a girl just needs options. I promise to always use the truth words. I promise to always comfort you when you need me. I promise that my corny jokes will only get worse with time, but I will never stop trying to make you laugh. I promise to love you through the good times and even more through the bad. I promise to be a devoted and patient father to our future children. And finally, I promise to keep making promises to you, because while our circumstances may change, my love and dedication to you will not.
Teddy, you are my warmth, you are my tenderness, you are my solace, you are the kindness in my days. I love you with all my heart. You give me strength when I falter, you give me confidence when I doubt, you give me courage when I fear, you give me hugs when I weep. I love you with all my heart. You open your arms to our friends, you open your heart to our families, you open your mind to our ideas, you open your spirit to our adventures. I love you with all my heart. You are loving, you are giving, you are caring, you are compassionate. I love you with all my heart. I promise to care for you always. I promise to listen to you. I promise to learn with you. I promise to share my everything with you. I love you with all my heart.
This sand is from San Francisco, where we met and fell in love.
It represents the beginning of our lives together.
Ted, are you ready to spend the rest of your life with Anna, loving, honouring, and cherishing her as your wife?
I am.
Anna, are you ready to spend the rest of your life with Ted, loving, honouring, and cherishing him as your husband?
I am.
Then it gives me the greatest pleasure to announce the new Mr. and Mrs. Cleaver.
Hello everyone. I'd like to start with a big thank you to Michael and Maureen for hosting this large American invasion this week. You've been such gracious hosts and truly made us feel at home in this foreign and exotic land. So as many of you know, Teddy and I go pretty far back. We met in the late 80s. In fact, one of my earliest memories is of my father bringing me to the hospital to meet my little brother. And I vividly remember climbing up the side of his bassinet to peer in and get a good look, and thinking to myself, well, I had a good run, party's over, this is it. But Teddy and I, we had a great childhood growing up together, and we spent most of our formative years doing things like fighting in the swimming pool on family vacations down to Florida, fighting in the living room over video games, fighting in department stores while my mother tried to shop. You know how it goes. Eventually, Teddy did grow bigger and stronger than me, which is when I had to focus on my speed and less on my strength. As many of you probably know, Teddy can be a pretty private person. Evidence of that is the fact that my parents still don't know about the tattoo he has on his arm after 10 years. I first met Anna a couple of years ago when Teddy brought her out as his date to my wedding, despite not getting a +1. But I liked Anna immediately. As all of you know, she's charming, funny, helpful, has a contagious laugh, but most of all, I could tell that she really made my brother happy. But Anna, it wasn't until you came out for neighbor Julie's wedding this past January that I truly realized how lucky my brother was. Watching you sit at the kitchen island, ripping electronic cigarettes, and challenging my friends to a headstand competition at 2 o'clock in the morning was a total power move. And you really won me over. But seriously though, Anna, you are the best thing that's ever happened to my brother. And over the years, it's been amazing to watch him go from cargo shorts to skinny jeans, from Dungeons and Dragons to wine club memberships, and from microwaving hot dogs to cooking rack of lamb. Anna, you are truly the Michelangelo of relationships. Anna, Teddy, I know that you'll carry the same level of support forward into and throughout your marriage. And if and when your family grows, I know that your children will feel the same love and support that we all felt growing up.
Really, Teddy, I think you found a gem here. She's gorgeous, she's bright, she's fun, and she has the drive of a transcontinental freight train. So for me, it's unalloyed joy to welcome you into our family and to wish you every happiness for the future.
It makes me genuinely the happiest man alive to be able to stand here and say, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, on behalf of me and my wife, welcome to our wedding, and we sincerely thank you for sharing in our special day. Michael and Lorian, you have been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your hospitality this evening. And from the first day that Anna brought me home to introduce me to you, you have treated me like one of the family. Lorian, you've been so welcoming with your warmth and support, especially to Anna and myself leading up to today. And Michael, with your abiding generosity and sense of humor. Mom and Dad, you have put up with me for all these years. When I was young, bringing me to sporting events or helping me through school, or even that brief year I thought I wanted to learn Kung Fu. And then when I decided to move out to California away from home for a job, and then back to Massachusetts because I was like, I don't know about California. But then back to California for a girl that I knew was the one. You've welcomed Anna into our family with gracious, open arms. So graciously, in fact, that unlucky for Tom and Marion, she's replaced me as the favorite. Bride. Anna, today you're the absolute vision of grace and beauty. I am so elated that now I get to call you my wife. And when we first met, I was a simple Massachusetts boy who thought wearing cargo shorts in public was a practical and fashionable idea. And with your support, you helped me grow into the confident, skinny jean-wearing man I always knew I wanted to be. You listen to me when I need you to. You give me advice, even though I don't know I need it. And you always look out for me. But along with being a supportive partner, you're also a very wonderful intellectual partner. We can have debates on philosophical topics like, can we truly experience anything objectively? What is morality? And if bolognese comes from a town called Bologna, why isn't there a town in Italy called lasagna? We may never discover these truths, but the most important thing is that we'll get to search for the answers together. We've been able to grow so much in the years we've known each other, and I'm so excited to see what the rest of our lives holds. We never live so intensely as when we love strongly, and we never realize ourselves so vividly as to when we bask in the full glow of love for others.